I know now that my wife has become host to a Conjuring demon. I fear that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
It's truly frightening.
This isn't a
It's your home.
Oh man, I got this. Big one for me too, man. Yeah.
Just fucking with y'all. Welcome to Three Corners of Horror Live.
Lexi's face. And Lexi's like,
Sorry, no, I was having mic problems. My bad. I just wanted to play a little prank on them. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Three Corners of Horror Live here on Horror Fiend TV. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday night. It's the weekend eve. And tonight we have got a full house. It's all 4 members of the Three Corners Horror Fiend TV family. So let's go to the lady first, Miss Lexi, because I know I'm going to her first when she starts talking because she's going to blow up. How you doing, Lexi?
I'm doing good. Got me a non-alcoholic mojito tonight with THC, so we'll see how I feel.
That's even better. That's even better. And you, JR, what's up, the villain? Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't realize.
No, I'm done. We're good.
we're about to see her possession and then by half an hour.
Oh, we'll find out.
I mean, I got the shirt. I got the Conjuring candle over here. A bleeding heart, by the way. And yeah, I'm ready.
Have you guys listened to any of her music? I know Rick has. Have you guys listened to her band yet?
Yeah.
I haven't.
All right, so
Fatima, yeah.
What do you think of it?
It's not bad. I think maybe this is me, but I don't know, for her age, it's weird to me, but I don't know. I see her as an actress better than her rock star, but I don't mind it. It's nice. I don't care to listen to it though.
Come on, she's living her life. I mean,
she is though. She's not bad. It's not bad.
No, I mean that's good though. I like the fact that people, they go beyond.
I've shared it actually a few times.
And that first video is freaking awesome. I mean, you get the whole Conjuring kind of theme, with the whole thing. She's, the gothic theme. But I mean, Rick loves that video.
Yeah.
All right.
Other than that, you're doing good?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great.
Did everybody smoke before we came on, Rick? How you doing?
Nah, I think they just don't know who you're talking to.
Well, JR was still talking, and then he stopped.
Lexi was talking, then JR, but then you're asking a question. I'm assuming both JR and Lexi are like, am I supposed to answer this or the other? Me, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just came back from the theater not too long ago, so yeah, man. I'm good. Thank you. How about you, Joe the psychologist? How you doing? Look at you.
I'm good, actually. I had a good
high
night.
As hell, bro.
Just a little bit. I had a good night at work. I had a good night's sleep. I worked on my garden because I'm off tonight, obviously doing this. So I got into the sun. So I'm actually in a good mood. And that was like my first sip of beer of alcohol. So we don't have that.
I got one thing to get off my chest though, real quick. And this goes back to this is a big pet peeve from Rick. So me and Priscilla went to the movies to go watch this on Tuesday, right? So when we sit on the Cinemark, theater 14th, all the way in the back, there's this like the back row is like there's this big space in the middle that has no seats. So we usually just kind of sit up there towards the inside. So I'm like, man, usually people don't sit up here, just us, maybe a couple people a little more down. No, this whole crew decides they're gonna take that whole row. So there's one dude sits next to me this whole time. The talker.
Like literally next to you?
Literally next to me. And then to top it off, he starts complaining he's cold. So like he's trying to, like cuddle with his boy that's sitting next to him. And then to top it off is his foot starts going on my leg rest. So I'm like waiting to like literally just kick the shit out of his foot. And then he decides throughout the whole movie he's gonna talk. He's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, don't go in there. Yeah, bro, like the basement."
That reminds me of the scene of Scary Movie 2. Is it or Scary
Movie? Yeah.
Bro, the basement. The basement is like the most haunted place in the whole place. Everybody, and he just goes on this whole rant about the basement. I'm like, oh my god,
he's lucky he wasn't sitting next to Joe.
I would have lost. I would have.
Yeah, I would have said, bro, you need to shut the fuck up or go sit on that other end with the people who want to hear you.
Joe ain't lying.
Police would have been called on me.
No. The
I'm
police have
dropping
not
off-
been called. I think people have backed me up anytime I've ever spoken up. So I'm
It's
good.
crazy. The complete opposite for
Me.
me. I was like one of like 5 people in my theater. I had the whole top row to myself. Man. It was awesome.
No, it was packed when we went
Finally.
on Tuesday. But the funny thing was, like, it was packed, but to make the night even like more crankier than I was, is we went to that Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was the most horrible service ever in my life.
They've
I'm
fallen off. over there. I don't
blacklisting
know
that
what's
place
going
because
on. Who was
Yeah,
your
the-
surfer, man?
the place is barely packed. There must have been a total of like 10 people in that place and like about 15 staff. And I had to
took
wait like
forever to
half
get
an
you
hour to get
your
food. I
food.
told Priscilla to order a drink. I was like, maybe she went to the liquor store to actually get the tequila. Like, how do you run out of tequila at a place like that?
Nah, that's why when I'm by myself, I like to sit at the bar because you get your beer right there and then. You sit at a table,
Even
you
at
order a beer, and you see the bartender roaming around like, yo, where's my brew, man? I want my brew. Come on. Okay.
All right. Well, let's take a quick hello before we. jump
Yeah,
right
I
into
can't
the
see,
movie.
man. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'm blind.
All
too.
right. That's all right. We got it. All right.
Neat.
So we got Adam saying, "Hey all."
What up, son?
Hey.
Hey Adam, he's not here, so that's another part. I had to make sure I had everything because I can't send a text say, "Hey, bring me a beer." So I'm like writing solo tonight.
Oh, welcome to
I'm
the party.
screwed. And voices from the mausoleum. Angel, hey Angel, love
Angel.
Hi,
this.
Angel.
Hola, hola.
All right, I finally saw a new movie when it came out and in the theater. I think this might have been her first one in a
She
while.
saw before me. Look at that.
Did you enjoy the
Ah.
experience? Yeah, let us know if you enjoyed the experience.
Yeah, movies could suck,
Right.
honestly, but
And I
Oh,
love
yeah,
her
yeah.
music, so there we
Yeah,
go.
her music's good.
We got Queen Masura, hola fam.
Hi.
hola,
Hey,
hola, hola.
All right, and Mama Rose.
Hi,
Hello,
Mom.
Mama Rose.
Hey, Mama Rose, what's up?
Hey, and we got Marie. Hey, Marie.
Hey.
Hello.
That's
you
the
go.
baby
What up, what up?
sister. All right, and then Angel. Yes, absolutely love this one. I definitely maybe cried. All right. Woo. I just saw Lexi's face. I'm like, thank God she wasn't on because her and Lexi probably would be instead of me, it'd be her and Lexi. But yeah, so
I love Angel, but her and I already got beef with the what is it, the Insidious? So I love her to death though. But yeah, let's get into this.
all right. So with that, after many families that the Warrens have helped, they come to this one family, the Smurl out of Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
All right, the
Yes. In
Smurls out of
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, and coming across an artifact that brings them full circle, and actually is the reason for the whole series. And tonight we're going to be doing The Conjuring: Last Rites, directed by Michael Chavez. Writers are Ian Goldberg, Richard Niang, David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, and we thought Spanish people had
That's a
long
long
names.
name. Jesus.
Yeah, we thought Spanish people had long names. And it stars Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren, Patrick Wilson, Daddy, as Ed Warren, and
Yes.
Mia Tomlinson as Judy Warren. And as I said, this is basically the last story. This is the reason that the Warrens basically hung up the Bible, put down the rosaries, and said, fuck it, we're done. So with that, I'm going to go to Lexi first. Her and I saw this in the movie theater. And I was like, I'm not commenting. I'm not saying shit.
Give my coffee.
Go for it, Lexi.
Because I took notes, which I don't usually take notes because I just wing it when I'm here with you guys. But I took notes because if y'all remember and you watched us back in February earlier this year, I said this was my most anticipated film of 2025. I was highly excited, high expectations, because if you've seen the entire Conjuring series, the universe where it has the main antagonist, the nun, Valak, plus Annabelle, plus La Llorona, if I'm saying that
La
right?
Llorona.
Yeah. So you know that there is a storyline. Now, the most recent before this one came out was Nun 2, I believe. Now, if you start from the beginning of the storyline to where it is today, you kind of see the pathway. And Rick and I have talked about this so many times. I'm like, well, I think, like I said, the most recent was Nun 2. And Rick and I had talked about Frenchie, which Maurice Terrero is his real name in the movie. I don't know his actual real name, but and I might be spoiling the Nun 2, so sorry. But at the end of the film, because he is possessed by Valak, and at the end of Nun 2, they help him with Sister Irene from the Nun, and they think they help him. And there's other bits and pieces in the Nun 2 that kind of lead into this finale of a film, The Conjuring Last Rites. So when I saw Nun 2, I was like, oh my God, I think I know which way they're going to take this. So I thought I was getting bits and pieces, which gave me that high expectation, because Frenchie is a good character when it comes to the Nun in his story, because it is Maurice Terrero is a one of the Warrens' cases. So when I'm sorry again if you didn't see the Nun 2. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. That was really quick too, because it's injustice. But if you've seen the Nun 2, and if you haven't, I apologize. There's a scene in the Nun 2 where Sister Irene gets lifted up into a chapel, and she's strung out like the cross of Jesus, and she's clairvoyant as well, like Lorraine Warren. And she's going through flashes. She's seeing her mother, but there's a slight flash, and Rick and I talked about it. There's a very slight 0.1 second flash of Lorraine's eyes there. So that was like clue number 1. And then at the end of Nun 2, you see Maurice. He's back to normal. They got the possession out of him or whatever. But the way he walked away from Sister Irene and the way she reacted, you could tell he's still possessed. And then, when there's ending credits, there's always one more scene at the very end of a film. And they show Father, what is his name? Father Gordon, the friend of Warren's. He makes a phone call to them. Ed answers and says, "What's going on?" "Oh, you need our help." "Okay, we'll be there," basically. Which led into now the final film. So I had high expectations. I was like, finally, we're going to get Maurice's story, because there is a piece also in Conjuring 1. Ed Warren is a professor. He's talking to his class, and he shows a scene of one of the possessions him and Lorraine did, or exorcisms, I'm sorry. And you see this playing in his class. It is Maurice. Oh, hell. You see him. I'm telling you, I'm totally deep into this whole Conjuring series, okay? But that's Maurice, a.k.a. Frenchie from The Nun. So I'm like getting all these clues, and I'm like, oh my God, this final film is going to be about his story. That's actually going to tie it beautifully together. Not what the fuck happens, okay? Not what happens, not what I expected. This, to me, felt more definitely about, obviously, the Smurl family, which I actually know about this case if you read through the Warrens files. And there's a bunch of documentaries. So I was very familiar with the Smurl family. For what it was, I did like the film. I did like the bits and pieces that they connected with the daughter, which is the Hollywood storyline. I do like the connection because I think it was Annabelle Comes Home, where like the Judy and the babysitter, she's babysitting Judy because she's a young Judy at the time. They break into the artifact room and they take out Annabelle, and Annabelle's chasing them around the house. So I thought, okay, so that's the tying together that they're doing with the final film. Okay. It wasn't what I expected, and I guess I had very high expectations. It was still good. I liked the jump scares of this film. I did like, the little notes from Annabelle, I guess. Do you miss me? I don't know. I just felt like it was more of an Annabelle film than it was a Conjuring film, and that's just my opinion. I didn't hate it, but I just felt like the storyline was more Hollywood style than it was the actual factual storyline. That, the whole time everything's pointing, if you've seen all the other films, to the Frenchie case. So to go like out of nowhere, that came out of nowhere. To me, I was a little disappointed. I didn't hate the film.
If it makes you
Right.
feel better, Lexi, this movie made a lot of money, so I'm
It
pretty
did.
It
sure
did. It did.
they're not gonna include the Warrens much, but they're gonna continue the franchise in the form of the spin-off. So I think your Frenchie storyline will. I think they're gonna pay it off. So.
I hope so.
Right, the daughter's taking Overwatch.
No, I hope they don't do that.
Wow.
I just felt like with the way all the other films were pointing, I thought that was going to be the end game. I was like, oh my God, I've been waiting for his story. And then out of nowhere, it was about the Smurl. I was like, wait, this has nothing to do with it. And I do like that the daughter is involved. However, in the actual like hardcore facts, Judy has nothing to do with the final. What was that? Their final case, right?
Yeah.
In 1986. So,
yeah.
In the actual facts,
year.
Judy had nothing to do with it. So they went a Hollywood way with it. That's okay. I mean, all the films are really, but I don't know. I guess I had high expectations. Like I said, I didn't hate it for what it was. I liked. There was bits and pieces of Judy, like what she was wearing. I did see like the Annabelle clues, and so I was like, okay. So now I'm seeing where this is going. They're tying it back to when she broke into the artifact room as a young child, and this Annabelle character is still haunting her. So I get it. I felt like I needed more of the Smurl family if you're going to tell the story. I get that they went to the house and they're trying to help, but I didn't see as much of a connection with the family than I did in The Conjuring with, I forget their names. But that family, which I did love the touch of when Judy and Tony get married, they brought all of their case characters to the wedding. So that was a nice touch. Again, I didn't hate it. I was just disappointed. I want to know Frenchie's possession story.
All right.
Sorry.
I was like,
drink on that.
What
I was
movie
having
were
a
we
heart
talking
attack.
about? I was like, what movie were we talking about? I got
No,
lost.
but
Wait, I didn't watch The Nun. I didn't know. No, I'm just fucking with you.
But it
All right.
makes sense. Okay.
Go to the message real quick here. All right, from Angel. Yes, absolutely love this one. Oh, I read that one. Sorry. All right, Angel. Lexi and I don't agree on Patrick Wilson films.
Night Owl.
Frida, Mom. Good evening, my boys. Sending my
Hi.
love and hugs to my boys.
Hola, Frida.
Adam, I thought this was a little too long and slow. I was a bit disappointed. Yeah, he was a bit disappointed. He didn't.
Adam's been
completely
grouchy
hate it.
lately on movies.
He is not. Listen,
he don't like
he is
anything
not.
anymore. He's at a horror fiend though.
No, he's not. He's not a fan of the slow burns, and like he would just rather like he actually did like weapons. Like he'd a little more fast paced, even though those weapons parts are slow. But he likes a little bit more. He's gotten to the gore, but it's the slow. Like he's like, all right, come on, hurry up, let's fucking get here already. That's the kind of person he is. All right, and then we got Frida again. My boy's so handsome. Watching you guys make me prouder of you all. Thank God I read that right.
Aw.
We got Selena V. Hello, my face.
Hi, Selena.
Hey, Selena.
Hola, hola. ¿Cómo estás?
All right, Rick, I'm gonna go to you just so that way we can have whatever memory you still have left in there before any of us talk and you go, I don't remember anything.
No, it's not any that bad. Not yet. I enjoyed the movie overall. I told myself not to go in with high expectations because it is a Blumhouse film, right? So we do know it's gonna be commercialized. They're gonna exaggerate certain situations. A lot like Lexi was saying how she was disappointed how some things weren't as factual. It's gonna be that way. It's just that's the nature of the beast. If people who don't know that and they see the real Annabelle as just a Raggedy Ann doll, essentially, that tells you right there how much they embellish things. But my pros, I'm gonna get that out the way first. Ed and Lorraine, of course. I know Patrick Wilson was brought up. I love Patrick Wilson. I'm a big fan of his, and his Ed is such a great character. I love him in all the films. And one thing I did say. Back when we were doing movies we were looking forward to, that I was hoping that we're gonna end this film with like his demise, because we know what happens in real life. And when I saw that they're already going into the heart issues, like, oh man, no, don't go there. But let's see how it plays out. But thank goodness, it was part of the story though, so I appreciate them and putting it in there. But I'm glad it wasn't just a crutch, but it was a way to give him more character development and it's progression, you know. And him feeling older, worn down, and having health issues, that's real. We all gonna, if we're not going through it now, we knew people that went through it, and one day we may go through those situations ourselves. And Lorraine, of course, man, I love Verna, man. Another big fan of hers. And I did like the fact that when the movie starts with their very first case, the flashback, that they recasted younger actors for that, and they didn't try some weird deep fake or
CGI.
try to de-age the
Yeah.
characters to make them look young. That shit doesn't really work. And I'm glad I mean, the guy they picked for Ed was fucking spot on. At first I thought it was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, but when I saw Verna or Lorraine's character, I'm like, oh wait a minute. All right, good. They got younger cast members. That's good. I like that. The camera work was really good in this movie. One scene in particular in the kitchen when the mom is on the phone and you got the whole cameras panning around. You see the kids running around and the phone lines rapping, and it's all one constant shot going around in a complete circle just to establish everything and where everything is at, so that, you know, when the jump scare does happen or the moment happens with the wiring, it makes it more impactful because you know the area already, so you know if something's pulling, where it's pulling from. I like little details like that. And of course there's one overhead aerial shot that it starts from the inside, goes outside, and it circles up, and then it's like a drone shot, but then it circles back into the house. So like, oh man, that was cool, done really well. And I did like how they tied up the series, because if they're gonna go they're gonna go back to the beginning for their first ever case, they tied it to their daughter. And I mean, it's kind of crazy how this mirror was like it has such a grudge that it waited all these years to find this girl. If you think about it on the surface, it's kind of crazy. But I did like how they did all that, and the homages and the cameos did not feel forced at all. Like Lexi mentioned, I liked how they brought back the actress. I forgot her name, man.
Lily Taylor.
Lily Taylor, the great
Francis
Lily Taylor.
Francis O'Connor.
Yeah. I love how they brought those characters back. They were at the wedding, very cool. And I did spot James Wan. He was there too. And I like the ending I like that they kept it upbeat. This is what I'm saying. I'm glad they didn't end with like Ed having a heart attack or going in, the stroke, and seeing him like in his final years. I didn't want to see that. I'm glad they put it up there though. That's giving the series a send off. That's telling you now their story's over. This is what happens to the rest of their careers and their lives, and Lorraine got to live to like 93. She died of natural causes, so that's again a feel good story in that sense. So I did all of that. But if I'm gonna complain about stuff, and they're more nitpicks than anything, but the villain I didn't like. I think part 2 is still my favorite of the series.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's scary, and the villains that were there, not Slender Man, who is the Crooked Man,
The Crooked
and among others, Valak even shows up, I believe, right? So that was great. Here, I don't know what it was. I hope you guys can tell me, because you probably got more time to percolate, with what happened, and probably if you read anything about it. But they just defeated it by just saying something and touching the mirror. Then it was gone. That's it. It's over. So the ending was really lackluster to me. And one thing I will say, the Smurl family, I couldn't connect with them because we did not get enough time with them.
I agree.
Like, and again, I hark back to the part 2. That family, we got to know them. We spent a lot of time with them, and I understand that this is the Warrens' last film, their last case, so we needed to bounce back in between. So that's cool, but they shouldn't have emphasized. They should have put more time into them then, instead of trying to split it. Because when you split it, nobody wins. Unfortunately, it's just not enough time. It's 2-hour runtime, and it still wasn't enough. Because I couldn't even. I don't know their names, and I thought the main girl who did her communion, I thought she was gonna be the main character, but no, it's Judy's the main character. Then that other character just faded into the background gradually into the film. So it just, that kind of stuff kind of wanted me. I wanted more, And then when stuff happened to that family, like the grandmother falling down the stairs, for example, and the grandfather was the funniest one, because he would talk, but nobody would like listen to him. He'll be like talking under his breath. It's weird. I enjoyed that, but yeah, it's just I'll leave it up to you. Maybe Joe or JR could probably explain like how did it end? How did the haunt end? I know they took the mirror back. I'm assuming the mirror is real. It probably doesn't look
Yep.
like that.
No.
But yeah, there you go.
All right.
But yeah,
You
I don't
didn't
know.
say your con about the dog.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
listen, when they slammed the dog against the wall, I was like, uh-oh, hold on. But then they were smart to show the dog got up. Okay, cool. All right, so
I
that
thought
was
of you.
cool.
Though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me, and
yeah,
Lex,
yeah.
me and Lexi went, uh-oh, Rick's not going to like this.
But no, it's realistic because what I like about it, it's 1986. This is the heart of the 80s. This when you are introduced to this family, it's so obnoxious because it's always with the father coming in, happy as fuck, kids running around screaming and yelling, and the mom's cooking, the his dad's watching sports on the TV or the news, and it's just commotion all around. And the decor, the clothing, everything, it reminded me of the 80s because that's what it was like back then. That's what families were like. People running around and screaming. It just felt natural. The only problem is we got a little bit too much of that in the film. That family started to drive me nuts. Like, oh my God, these kids, shut them up already. Please slow down. Sit them in the corner already. And the dog, every family had a dog like that back then. So it made sense they had a dog. Of course, as soon as I saw the dog, I told myself, please, I hope that dog is not just there just for them to kill it to make us feel emotion. That's cheap. I hate that low hanging fruit. But no, the dog Simon, I think that was his name. So kudos to Simon. He was probably one of the best actors in this movie. So I enjoyed it overall. But the ending, I was disappointed how it just felt rushed. It just ended.
It did.
All that madness and craziness, and there was a lot of good scenes in this film, like when the girls choking on the glass. That was fucking, oh man. And Joe knows how I feel about like regurgitation and shit like that. And just knowing it's caused by glass, that was pretty good. And I'll let everyone else highlight the other strong points of the film. But overall, I really did like the movie. I was just disappointed with the final act, but I did like how the movie ended as a whole. It ended nice and upbeat, and it did make me feel something because I do love the Warrens, and they're from Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut, so there's that connection, man. Like when Father Gordon was like, "Well, the church didn't send me," and actually I'm from Connecticut. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy. By the way, I will say this last thing. I was disappointed in how they handled his character. They used him as a crutch to kill him off, and that character was in multiple films, and for them to just toss him out like that, and how the fuck did that spirit follow this guy? Has that ever happened in the other movies where it was out of the hauntings happened away from the house? I don't recall. Maybe not. I'm not sure, but that's all. I liked it. I enjoyed the film as a whole, so I had a good time with not only this film but the entire series as a whole, including the spin-offs. I know a lot of people are down on most of those films. Some are better than others, but I've seen worse. So yeah, there you go. And Valak still fucking looks. I think Valak has the best look still.
Crooked Man has the best look, man.
Yeah, but Crooked Man, that's the
They
thing with
get
Crooked
used,
Man.
man. They get used.
He's been done so many times before. That's the thing. And I don't mean just Valak as the nun, but what Valak really looks like. That's what I'm talking about. That's just horrific.
Did you stay all the way to the end?
No. If this after credits, dude, this movie's 2 hours and 15 minutes,
all right.
bro.
So at the end,
I don't stick. If it's not a Marvel movie, I'm
okay.
out.
So right at the end of the movie, they show Ed Warren with the mirror, and he's standing there. That it was brought back there, and the mirror is known as the Conjuring mirror. So at the end, you get what that mirror is actually called, giving you the Conjuring name for the
real
franchise.
mirror? You mean like
yeah,
you mean the
yeah.
Ed,
The
like
real
real footage?
Ed.
Yes, the real Ed and the real mirror.
Oh, so
They
not
had
Patrick Wilson, the real Ed. You see?
Right. Yeah. Right at the end, they showed him, and that's how they explained.
I'll have to look
basically
for that.
to let you know that the Conjuring series is based on the Conjuring mirror.
Oh fuck! They should have put that in the movie. Why wait until after the credits? I guarantee you, like 90% of people
Sorry.
walked out.
Me and Lexi were the only two because I told her. Adam's like, I'm not waiting, and I'm
Adam,
like, Lexi,
I'm
there
with
are
Adam
two.
with that one.
I'm like, Lexi, there are two that we have to stay for. So we stayed all like the cleaning people were like waiting for me and Lexi to leave.
There was two. What's this first one?
I think it was just it was going back to like old footages of the family and previous cases.
I seen all
like,
those. Yeah, I seen all those.
Yeah.
That was nice. I like that. That was cool.
But yeah, that's like, and I'll save like actually go, Judy, Jerry, I'll be real quick. Trust me, don't worry. So, like for me, because the whole series was basically tied to the mirror, I kind of felt that that beginning scene that you got in the beginning of the movie should have been in the first Conjuring. If if the big picture you had that your series is based about this mirror, put the mirror all the way in the beginning. So then that way when we get to this is how you can tie it off. Putting it in the beginning of the movie, while it was cool, yes, but it was like, I think like Lexi was kept calling it a Hollywood. I started seeing it more what she was trying to say, because they were just putting in a little bit more to make it's the last one, so we got to add more to this. All right, so our whole plan was it's the Conjuring, because it starts off with the first case, which was the Conjuring mirror that they in the end come back to. You should have thrown that, like, you guys, all your tidbits with the nun and Annabelle. The Conjuring mirror should have been thrown in somewhere at some point, if this is where you're going to close it off on. Patrick Wilson, I mean, listen, I even fucking love him as Orn. So, I mean, and he
that's
is
saying something right there.
and I even out of Watchmen, he's
Come
the best person
He's
out
Night
of
Owl. He's
saying
great.
that.
Like
Let me
you
keep
said,
saying
he's
what I'm
daddy.
saying.
I know.
That's facts.
So, I mean, for me, like, he's a great actor. Vera, she's amazing. The whole cast was great. Lexi had sent me something and I read into it a bit more. I kind of agree that there should have been more on the Smurl family. They were actually a little bit upset about how many hours they spent with the production people, thinking that more of their story was going to be in there. And what made all the other ones, because even though most people kind of hate the third one, is you got to get the connection with the family. But now you're putting the Warrens family, the Smurl family, you're trying to put this in together. Whereas they didn't have to do that with the other ones. So therefore you made a connection with the family that they were trying to help. And it added some like gravitas to the whole thing. But then to end it, because Adam was like, I hated that it was literally that they all just put their hand in the mirror and it's done. Like, everything else took, it took more work. It took, exorcisms. So I kind of agree on that. But as a whole, I did love the movie. It could have been shorter. Here, and again, I'm asking for it to be shorter, but yet they had to put in so much information. Well, maybe some of this information that you were putting in here, you should have put along in some of your other movies to kind of hint to this is what our end game was. Yeah, it would have been the end game actually. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I thought as a whole, I loved all the characters. The fucking, I don't know if Lexi heard, I was giggling when the mom was walking around with the cord, because Jared, we had that fucking phone at our house. Yeah. I remember that, like
we all. Like,
I remember the cord phone. Yeah. Yes, my mom had.
So one. I'm like sitting there, like long ass cord. I'm like,
it was in the kitchen.
I remember in the kitchen walking. You like you could go. I don't know if Jared remember. We had the one apartment that all the rooms were down the hall. That fucking cord reached.
Like, bro, as a child, you risk yourself getting decapitated if you ran too fast from one room into the other. If someone was on that phone, because that cord was long as fuck.
But yeah, that's like I said, the nitpick I had with it was because we stood, me and Lexi stayed all the way to the end, and then they show the Conjuring mirror, and they put the Conjuring in quotes, so you're like, oh, okay, so this Conjuring idea started with this Conjuring mirror. Why'd you wait till the end to like hint us on this thing? Like if this was gonna be their last battle, again, it's too late now. No, it's not, because HBO Max announced the Conjuring series, so I'm pretty sure that's probably the route they'll go in there with it. But that's kind of where it just stood, because it was so much was put into this 2 hours that you did kind of fuck over the Smurl family by not giving their story as much presence as the other families got in their stories.
Yeah, there's already a movie. I'm sorry, Joe, but there was already a movie too about this. The Haunting is called it. It was a TV film. It was their story. It's out there. In case if anyone wants to check it out, and a more in-depth look, it is their story is out there. But Joe, I agree with you. And as far as The Conjuring, going back to the beginning, that was I don't know what year it came out already. It's been over a decade, I'm assuming. But James Wan started it, but he handed this off to other people. And too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And if you look at the writers in this movie, like, it's like 15 of these motherfuckers, bro. So it's hard to tie everything together like that. But yeah, I agree with what you said though.
All right, Jr.
Yeah, let me drink my coffee real quick.
I was like, let me take a little sip of my.
I hate when
All
Jr.
right.
does that.
So here we go. Now, I'm not gonna say I didn't like the movie. I enjoyed certain aspects of the film, but here's the problem. You had 3 storylines that were working against each other. You had Ed's health condition. Lorraine felt like she took a backseat in this film. You know, you had the daughter Judy, and then the whole thing with the Annabelle, which I'll be honest, I didn't feel that was needed in the film.
I
You
Not at
know,
all.
I mean, Annabelle is not part of the storyline, so what's the point of putting her into the storyline? And you know, even Priscilla was like, "What the hell? Why is she in the film? Why is she growing 10 feet tall? What's the whole point of this?" And then I do agree that it should have been more about the family, because not for nothing, I wanted to see how the father was dealing with this, because here's a guy in those times that he's the rock of the family, who's trying to hold the family together, and then he doesn't know what else to do. And then the fact that we didn't get the chance to see how he was slowly mentally breaking down to the point that I can't do anything, I need help. So desperate that I'm going to go on like Larry King to basically talk about this and understand I'm going to get scrutinized for doing this, but this is how badly we need help. Now, the ending scene, that whole mirror thing, I was like, oh shit, it's just like from the Evil Dead, because it kind of reminded me how the mirror was spinning really fast. That's something we would see like in the Evil Dead
Yes.
movie.
I didn't like that.
And then to talk about your point, no, we never really found out what was the main spirit that was controlling the 3 spirits. So that was never told in the film. What was the main spirit that was controlling the 3 spirits to torment the family? We were never told what it was. The only time we got a glimpse of it was when she was giving birth in the hospital. And that's the only time they showed a glimpse of whatever that was.
The guy
So-
with the axe. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the guy with the axe reminded me of Valak, just like a farmer style Valak. I hate it.
The thing is, when they showed the guy with the axe, all I thought about, there's another unsolved mystery about a family that was sleeping in their house and somebody went into the house and killed them with an axe. And that's still an unsolved mystery, and that house is haunted. So I was like mixing up storylines, because I remember, you know, reading that story, how, you know, that house is haunted. I was like, all right, is that the house that you're using? But it's not. And even the spirits being, a guy who found out his wife was cheating, killed her, and killed the mom. It didn't feel something cohesive and strong. And I think that's what we got accustomed to as far as the spirits in the films and what demons they're going after, because they tell us that you have a demon upstairs, but okay, so what's the demon's name? Who's the demon? What's happening? And yeah, the whole mirror scene I didn't like at all, because I mean, not for none, the person I felt the most sorry for in this whole film was Tony. I mean, he's just trying to, you know, marry the girl, and this dude got his leg torn up by the mirror, and then they pushing the mirror back. His neck is stuck. I mean, I looked at Priscilla. I mean, listen, you know, not for nothing. If I knew that was my family, after I've experienced all that shit, I'd be, listen, you know I wanted to marry you, but I think I'm good. I think I'm just we should go our separate ways, because I'm not dealing with this shit. You know, and the fact that Ed gives him the keys at the end, like, really, dude?
Well, they tried warning him too, man. You
Yeah.
know what you're getting into, right?
Nah, but overall, I do feel like that's the only thing that was lacking in this film was the empathy for the family, and that's been the driving force of these films. Now, when I walked out the theater, I'm like, it's like there was so many plot holes in this that
100%.
it felt like it should have been 2 films. They should have did the backstory of the mirror and then did the family, the Smurls. Because if you're gonna give us a story of the mirror, because we never really got a true backstory of what the mirror was. It was just thrown into the mix. We're scared of this mirror. This mirror killed our daughter, won our daughter's soul, but yet we still didn't know
You're right.
what demon possessed the
You're
mirror.
right.
We
it
don't-
was.
You're right.
We didn't get like that.
Yeah.
Is if that's the Conjuring mirror, that's which they gave us at the very end in the closing credits. If
Was it a
that-
portal?
Then we
Like, what
need the
was it?
story.
because
You're
It's
right,
used, yes.
like-
Hold on, sorry. But yes, the mirror is actually it's used to be able to summon. So that's why. So you may not know which spirit, because the whole purpose for the mirror itself is used to be able to summon things.
But here's the issue with that is
Something had to
that-
have created it.
that
or
family, that house wasn't haunted because that family was living in the house. Yes, the minute the mirror came in, there was no real explanation of what was in the mirror to start haunting this family. And then what we got out of the three felt like it was just like, okay, we're just gonna say there's three. So I think it goes to the effect of how many, like Rick was saying, how many writers were actually in this film. Because that many writers, you figure, all right, you got it's. I'll tell you, it's like wrestling. You have all these creative writers. These are all the storylines. Okay, let's put it all together for a 2-hour show.
You know what's funny? I thought the same shit. Yeah, like this is like the wrestling's writing room. Like 20 motherfuckers to write.
Because
But he's right. There's three different storylines going. There's the Conjuring Mirror, Annabelle and Judy, and the Smurl family.
They should have just kept it either the Smurls or Ed and Lorraine. That's it. Either one of them.
Honestly, I don't think they should have did this as the final film. I think they should have did the Mirror. Give us the whole backstory of the Mirror in one film, and then you focus on your final film, the family itself. Let us know what it was about this case, because I still didn't get enough about. Okay, so the reason they quit was because Judy was gonna get taken away, but then all of a sudden Judy developed the gift. But then Judy's being tormented by Annabelle. So Judy found a way to drive herself. Did she take the cab? Did she take a bus to go to Pennsylvania to go visit this family?
Yeah, they didn't explain what
there was
she
a lot of
either.
broken stuff that was just felt like rushed. And like it felt like if it was a separate film, it would have been a lot better. Give me the backstory of the Mirror. Give me the story of why this demon scared you to the point. I mean, I didn't buy that whole "they want my daughter" soul, because you beat Valak, you beat stronger demons, and then that's kind of felt like a weakens the Hollywood storyline where we need the happy ending. Because the minute she gave Silborn, I was like, all right, the kid's coming back, and we know the kid's coming back. He didn't kid the first story because we already know from prior films that they have a daughter already. So we kind of knew already that this kid was going to survive. So what's the whole point of showing this? But then, yeah, I think they should have broken down to two separate films, make the final film all about the Smurls family. At the same time, the backstory of it is Ed's health, because he never wanted to quit. Lorraine was always on like, we can't do this. We gotta stop because your health. He still wanted to do it. Then they show up over there, and then not for nothing, you figure your dad's health is very important, so you're gonna convince your dad we have to help him because we don't run. It was just a lot of too much Hollywood cliches things that I didn't like in this film. But I mean, overall, the lighting was tremendous. Once again, I do agree some of the cinematography was very well done. It just felt like there was way too many characters that it turned into a Royal Rumble of who's going to get the most attention. And unfortunately, the Smurls family and Lorraine are the two forgotten ones in this film.
And the Smurls also said that Judy and Tony didn't help with the case. They weren't there, and I could have sworn I read it. If anybody's watching it, that was
the screenshot I saw.
Yeah. So and then I think that the Smurl family, their haunting was like 5 years or something like that. Like they were dealing with it for years.
They condensed that to months in this film.
Right. Like the movie made it feel like they were just
that shit.
No, they were like they have been doing this for years. And I forget because I know because I saw A Haunting in Connecticut. It was a different Ed, like Vera and Patrick weren't in that movie, but Ed and Lorraine's characters were in that movie. So when you say A Haunting, I'm like, wait.
No, it's A Haunting, not Haunting in Connecticut. I know
A Haunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Haunting.
Like Haunting Connecticut is the one with the house that was basically used to be a funeral home.
Yeah. So all right, before we go to everybody around, let's go ahead and because I got a little behind on this. All right,
you're on Jesus,
Norrin.
Norrin, twins.
I'll let Lexi read it. What's it say, Lexi?
Hello, all of these awesome horror peeps.
No. You got to do it in his voice. You
got to do his voice.
Oh, you mean sexy?
What are we, chopped liver?
He has an ASMR voice.
Yeah,
that I just
we ain't got
that's
his
how
voice.
we
Like,
became friends because I was like, yo, Your voice is hot. Sorry.
All right, Selena, she's back from Puerto Rico. Welcome back. I need to go to Puerto Rico. I need a vacation. And Selena, again, I need to see this one. Oh,
Please
so
see it.
she didn't go to see it because she was in Puerto Rico, so Rick had to see it alone.
She's a big fan of this franchise, and not just this, but The Nun. She loves the Nun films.
So do I.
Sorry, I was,
You're parched.
Mama Rose. For the last movie, it should have been longer.
No,
Seems
please
like a
don't.
lot was shoved into 2 hours. Well, and that gives kind of little credence to what credence, I can't believe I popped that word out of nowhere, to what JR was saying, that even though yes, it would have made 2 movies, but because of everything they put in there, maybe if you had this in an idea, you should have done this as a 2-parter. I don't know.
Hold on, damn, Lexi. I'm sorry, Joe. You were talking.
Yeah, you're oh. She wants that THC.
Oh.
All right, so Frida
Oh,
says,
that
"Hello,
thing.
Lexi." Oh,
No, it's all about something else. Don't worry.
wait, no. Oh no, I was about to, but no. Frida says, "Hello, Lexi. What the hell is behind you next to the ghost?
Oh, never mind.
Next to the
It's
ghost.
the guy.
Next,
Oh.
next to the go.
That's-
Oh, that's
Art the Clown.
Art the
Oh, all right.
Clown from
It has a
Terrifier.
round head. Is it a doll, puppet, or what?
That's the
It's been
man,
I
right?
staring
thought round head. I thought that guy. I don't know who that is.
I've been
Cool.
staring at it all night. Yeah, I can see her doing that. It's gonna get you, Mom. It's gonna get you. No, I'm just kidding. Adam M, I agree. The ending was a bust. How was that easy to kill off evil? That's what he kept saying. Like I don't understand. Like, really, they just all put their hands on it and we're done?
Yeah.
It was so fragmented.
Rick's favorite, In Bed with the Villain, says, movie felt very fragmented, like it was supposed to be longer, but they edit out all the good parts.
Yikes.
And we got Fragrance Styles. What's up, everyone, from your
That's Johnny
fragrance
Depp. It was
poison?
Johnny Depp.
Is
What
it
up,
Johnny
fragrance?
Depp?
I can
Fragrance?
smell you from here.
Hey, everyone.
What's
We got Frida Press. Don't freaking say that I'm in a new place and live alone. It's gonna get you. Sleep with the lights on, mother.
Oh,
No, I'm
no,
just
she
kidding, Mom.
lives
I'll
close to
kick
me
him for
too,
you.
so don't bring that over here.
Close to well, she don't live close to me. She's in Connecticut. I'm in
I know.
Florida, so
I-
she'll show up to JR's house.
She's
in
like
the middle
5
of the night.
minutes from me.
Oh, should be ringing your doorbell. Hey, Ricky, let me in. All right, so we'll go ahead and give everybody the scores. If I haven't kind of done this in a while, so if this is your first time watching, we rate from 1 to 5. Obviously, if you hear someone say a 3, that's not a bad score. But
It's not
yes,
a bad score, please.
it's not a
People
bad
freak
score.
out when they see that.
yes, like when we say 1, that's a bad score. But yes,
0.5.
Wait, hold on a second. What was that movie that GR gave a 1.5 to one?
No, the lowest I gave was a 0.5. It was the Firestarter remake.
A 0.5?
0.5.
Was I there? Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
killed that
A
movie.
0.5. I could. Jesus Christ.
yeah, that was the. All right, Lexi, give us your score.
Man. So I wrote down 2. I'm sorry. I know. I have so many reasons. I know.
Just round them out. That's all.
Yeah, I think it's because of the storyline. Like JR put it perfectly. There's 3 different stories going on. There's Annabelle, an Annabelle movie going on along with The Conjuring, which I felt like that should have been separated with the mirror and a mirror movie with The Conjuring, and then Annabelle and Judy. And then we have the Smurl family, a 3rd movie. So we didn't get enough of what it was truly about, was the Smurl's case. And Karen Smurl, which was the little girl with the baby doll and the glasses, was the one that posted that as a Conjuring fan, she liked the film, but she was upset with the fact that she met with all these writers, told their story, and they made it all about Judy and Tony, who were not even there. So I also want to point out, I felt like the old lady was like an old version of Annabelle. Like Annabelle got old and lost all her hair. That's what
How many times
thought
we
she
seen that
looked like.
character too?
I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly, I thought that was the old lady from Insidious.
Yo,
I was like,
bro.
she's in the
Yes.
wrong movie.
I'm like, what's going
Yeah,
on here?
yeah, she did.
Really?
And
How
then
many old
the
ladies
guy
have
with
we
the
seen? I'm
axe.
sorry, but damn.
No, you're okay. The guy with the axe looks like Valak went from nun to being a farmer. And I was like, why are we using the nun's face for this really cool axe character?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I don't like it when they take ghosts and make him too physical looking. That guy looks like he was a real person, like not even a spirit. I don't like stuff like that.
Right. And I think it was just, for me, storyline wise, it really failed in the story for me. And like I said, JR put it perfectly. There was 3 different films. I was expecting Frenchie, which is okay. I mean, if we didn't get it, we didn't get it.
Oh, I swear, Lexi, she says Frenchie one more time.
His name is Maurice, but they call him
No, I
Frenchie.
know what you mean. The character, I know. Not.
But I want to say the main antagonist is Valak. Valak was haunting him through all the film, through the entire storyline, from the Nun to the Conjuring 1.
Valak's
because
awesome.
if you remember in Conjuring 1, Lorraine goes into the basement and there's a mirror there. She unclosed the mirror, which I want to look back and see, was the Conjuring mirror there? I don't know.
No.
It's not
I just watched it. No, I just watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she sees Valak, but Valak ends up killing Ed Warren in the visual. So there was just so many. Now there was a scene with Father Gordon, the priest that died, which I felt like that whole scene should. Who cares? I don't know. Just take it out. But
they could have actually took that whole scene out, and it would not have.
You know why? Because it was about, that scene was about Valak. If nobody heard the music, you hear the haunting church sound.
And who did he see? They never saw it.
I think it was Valak, because you can hear Valak's music.
He just hung himself
in that scene. It was in a chapel. You could hear, because I was like,
see what she's saying.
I gotta look back. I would love to go back and look into that, because you're right.
Go back to that scene.
If they use the sound cues and his theme, I'm gonna look into that.
Yes, they did. Because when I saw that, I was like, okay, here we go. Are we gonna what's the connect? Because that is the main antagonist, is Valak. Valak even haunts Judy in the hallways in the other fucking Conjuring films, the Annabelle film. Valak makes his presence through every single film, every single one. Whether it's the sound, her in the hallway, the picture frame coming to attack, he's in every single one. It's been haunting the family for years. So to throw Annabelle with Judy, which I get because she stole the damn doll in one of the damn Annabelle movies, I think Comes Home, and do you guys see what I'm saying? I'm just stressed out.
It sounds, and it's funny. I felt really bad for her because I had already heard some of her stuff, and I'm watching the movie, and I'm like,
I feel bad for Joe. I know Joe has that ADHD.
No,
he can't. Joe's like, all right.
The shit has
can't stay still. Look at Joe. Joe can't stay still.
All this stuff, I'm like sitting going, they're not saying anything that Lexi's got. And I'm like, and I can feel, so I got her on this side, I got Adam on this side, and
He's
mind you, I'm in the middle and with another random stomach bug. So I went to the movies not feeling all that great, and I'm like I could feel Adam, and I can see
Joe had the bubble guts at the same time. Damn,
but Lexi's
Joe.
Lexi's like sitting there like she didn't notice. I kept looking over, like her face was like. She has a face that also says what she's thinking, and I can tell that some of the stuff she hadn't been happy. And when we left, she was still texting me, and when I got the last one, she's like, "I was disappointed." I'm like, Lexi's wheels have been going, and it did not give her all her puzzle pieces are like basically like if Annabelle just came and just shoved them all off the table.
That's like when me and GR go together. We never discuss the movie after. We don't want to know what each other's thoughts.
But I hated that Annabelle was in this one. I get why, I guess.
It's the final movie. They wanted to tie everything in somehow.
And I hated the scene where Annabelle broke and went back into Crooked Man style, because that same exact scene was in Annabelle Creation. So I'm just like...
It was, yeah. Yep. What's your score?
I'm pissed. It's a 2 out of 5.
So. 2 out of 5. There you go. All
right. Still not bad people, by the way.
Well, hold on.
Right?
2 out of 5.
It's a 4.
That's bordering.
It's a 4.
For you?
No. I'm saying if you multiply, if you go to 10, it'd be a 4 out of 10. So
yeah, again, less than average.
What's your score?
I'm a 3.5. I enjoyed it though. With nitpicking aside, I I liked it. I did. I wish though, like they could have took stuff out. Like yes, they could have had a better way to incorporate Annabelle as a little Easter egg or homage to it instead of making it such a focal point again. Like this demon was able to take these spirits, right? That they didn't die in the house, but on the land. They were able to take these three spirits and control them and use them against the family. So how is it using Annabelle then? Because Annabelle had nothing to do with this land. Annabelle is not even. She's in Connecticut somewhere.
It's locked up.
It's just they didn't elaborate on that enough for me, and they didn't elaborate enough on the villain. GR mentioned it perfectly. The only time we really got to see a glimpse of it was in the beginning when Lorraine is giving birth to Judy, and that's it. And then at the end, we never really got to see it through the mirror. Like, was the mirror a portal? They didn't really go into detail into that. So, a lot of issues as far as plot holes, like JR said. But overall, though, it wasn't enough to make me dislike the film. I liked it. I just
I don't
wish
hate it.
I don't hate it. No, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I just wish it would have did a better job of cutting out the fat. You know, I think the movie would have been a lot better if they would have trimmed a lot of that stuff out. And I will say that I forgot to mention this because I think Lexi or Gio, I think Lexi brought up the doll. I will say though, the doll did creep me out when it started. First of all, that fucking what parent would buy their kid
I
that
think-
fucking doll, dude?
Jared, didn't one of our sisters have it?
Let me finish because this is gonna.
What,
This,
Raggedy Ann?
No.
The doll. Mommy. Didn't
No,
one of
Oh
the
yeah,
girls have
Wrong
it?
one.
One of
That
our
doll was
sisters
cool as
had
fuck, dude. I love that doll.
Sorry, but go ahead, Rick.
because that doll is ugly, it's creepy,
Mhm.
and this goes back into my childhood because when I was younger, and this is a true story, man. I told this before probably on the channel. I was born in a haunted house, man. A lot of weird, creepy shit happened in that place. One of them includes a doll like this. And when I was younger, I was a baby, and my two sisters and my cousins were there. They had a doll that took batteries, and when you put the batteries in, the doll would crawl, and just like this doll, and make noises. One day, it started crawling on its own, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And I was there. I don't remember it obviously, but I was, I've been told. And they're like, "Why is it moving?" When they grabbed it, there's no batteries in the doll. It just started moving on its own, and that's one of many occurrences in that place. I don't got enough time to go into everything. So when I saw this doll, it reminded me of that childhood experience of mine, hearing these stories, and that was, to me, I like that. That was creepy when the doll got up, and then she turns around and it's floating. And then when she turns around, then again the old lady design. Why has it got to be another old lady? We've seen it so many times, whether it's weapons and. JR hates when there's old people as. But I thought of JR immediately like, oh no, I'm gonna hear from JR about this one. But but anyway, I did like the scene though. Overall, I think that was very effective. But I think it could have been better in my opinion. But I think they did a good job wrapping it up though, and I liked the ending a lot as far as the upbeat part of it. And I didn't cry, but I did feel like, man, okay, I love these characters, and this is a good send-off for them. But people need to understand like, as far as the real actors complaining, like Lexi was saying, it's Hollywood. They're gonna take a story, and if they can't fit it, it was probably in there, but they took it out for reasons, budget, timing, or just pacing issues. So yes, it was never about the Smurls. I think they should have just. If they're gonna fabricate that much, they should have just created a whole new family, and had a whole new scenario just exclusive to this. And if you really want to go and make another Conjuring movie, but maybe not Conjuring, but within the universe, you could do the Smurls and give it justice, because there's something there, So
Yeah.
Right.
overall, I didn't hate it. I really I enjoyed it. I had fun, but there were times where I was like frustrated, like, oh man, like. There was some hiccups along the way, the journey, but I love the series, and I think it, for how long it's been going on, I'm just glad they stuck to its landing somewhat. It could have been worse, but at the same time, it could have been better as well.
I just thought of something.
Yeah. What's up?
Sorry.
I'm done. So that's my score.
Father Gordon, he got hung.
Yes.
And this is how I know it's
He hung
Valak.
himself.
Because Valak also hung the nun in the very first Nun. this is his MO. This is his killing.
I just hate the fact that Father Gordon was such an important character that after his death, he was forgotten about. They
So we
just
had a
moved on.
fourth story in there, just a blimp of it, Valak.
Because they wanted.
I'm just
It's the last
irritated. That's
film.
why my score.
They're
is
trying
so
to
low.
go. They're trying to go in there and take moments and story beats from all the Conjuring films and force them into this one film. Like Annabelle, it doesn't always work, unfortunately. I think just cut that shit out. Keep it how they had Lily Taylor's character. She's just there. Oh look, they're there. Oh my God, they're still friends after all this. That's cool. I like that.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. So
No, I did.
I did like
like
that.
even
I did.
if you want to have Annabelle when he's showing Timmy, right? Tommy, right?
Tony.
Tony. They fucking
Tony.
made that same joke in the movie. I just fucked up. Anyway, Tony, when he was in the trophy room, not trophy, what did he call it?
Artifact room.
Artifact room, right? When they show Annabelle, that's all you needed. There's Annabelle right there, so you don't have to have Annabelle part of this Pennsylvania story. But all right,
And they gave her away in Judy. She kept dressing like Annabelle throughout the whole film. She had the bow tie. She had the corset. The dress, her wedding dress, was totally Annabelle dress. Like, okay, that's all they needed. Subtle shit.
Yeah. Solid effort. It's hard to when too many producers and studios get involved in a franchise that's over 10 years old. It's hard. It's just tough. It's not like it's like Damien Leone doing Terrifier 1, 2, 3, and now 4. That's his vision. He's the only chef in the kitchen. He has full creative control. Nobody could tell him what to do. Everything that's on film, it's because he wants it in there. But when you stray away from that, that's why he never sold Terrifier's rights, because he knew shit like this would happen. Too many people make a decision.
Smart
No,
man.
I don't like this. I like this. Put this in. No, take this out. Put this in instead. That is what hurts films like this when they become too big. It never works out. But it could have been worse. That's all I'm gonna say. So, what was my score? 3.5, right? Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
For me, it's a 3. You know, I can admit I'm not a huge of the Conjuring universe fan. I've seen the movies. Do I go flocking to them? No.
You're more an Insidious guy, right?
I'm more Insidious, yeah. But I will say I do like the first two. So those have been on some ones that I've rewatched. And actually, when I rewatched the third one, I actually ended up appreciating the third one a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, again, same thing. You guys have all said it. You know, like the giant Annabelle. Didn't need that. There was just a couple of things in there that you could tell they were just put in. I still wanted to see the small family, but hold on real quick here. Because as we're wrapping up, I want to make sure we don't miss anything. I feel that in the first two Conjuring movies, we got to know the families. The Warrens were helping more. But here, they were really in the background. Yeah, literally. And out of any of the families. Yeah, thank you. Out of all the families that kind of got a little bit on the screwed on the stories for, the Conjuring, the Smurls really got the, short end of the stick on it.
They got the shaft.
They got the shaft. They got the shard from the mirror. But, it's I like the ending. I don't know if Lexi heard me, but, when I saw Lily Taylor, listen, I'm a kid from the 80s. I'm a huge Lily Taylor fan. I love her.
I thought of you, bro, when she
as soon as she came out, I went, "Aww!" Like it was
both
like,
did.
yeah. And then you saw the mother and the daughter from the second one, and then you saw the boy from the third one. You're like sitting there, you're like, okay, this feels really good.
That's how it's done,
Yes, and yes, they had to go the Hollywood route. Get it? And Rick, once you started even mentioning more how many writers involved, now you see how they got there. If you had the same people all stick together, and do the whole entire franchise, you would have had more cohesion.
Yeah.
Instead of having a last movie where everybody's like, oh shit, we should throw this in from the first one. Oh, we should throw, it's like everybody was just throwing in this idea, wrapped it up, and then threw it to the wall and see where it was going to stick. And they all went, okay, that's what's sticking. But overall, definitely still check it out. I mean, you're saying
worth a watch.
you're saying goodbye to the Warrens. You're unless they're going to be brought back for some of the other ones, you know, this is the last time you might be seeing Ed and Lorraine on the
Yeah,
big
they're
screen.
done. Yeah, they're
So-
not gonna come back.
JR?
Yeah, I didn't get to go. I was because you were gonna wrap it up. I was like, yeah, I didn't get to go yet.
No, when we went in order, you
Oh,
went
no,
last
these
on the
are-
review. No,
No, because you said
Meaning-
before we wrap it up, I'm like, I didn't get to
the
go.
comment. That's all. No, meaning I wanted to read the
Oh.
comment before.
Oh.
I didn't want us to
Oh.
keep talking and ignore the comment. I was going in order.
No, I just wanted to make sure. I was gonna say that. Okay, good. You were still going.
No, I was done. It's your turn. It's literally your turn.
All right, so I still think the problem with this film, as you guys are talking, I was thinking about one thing though. I think if the way this movie would actually worked with the way they were doing it, if they would did the chapters, like chapter 1, give what happened to Lorraine with with the mirror scene and how so if they would have broken down the chapters, I think it would have been a different transition because now we have that break in between stories, which I think would have worked a little better, and it wouldn't have been so fragmented
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
think
way to do
they could have did that, or they
That's a
could
good
have did
shout.
like let's say like Kill Bill. We have
Yeah.
certain amount of chapters in Kill Bill. Then
When
they
you
made the
said
second
chapters,
one.
I thought of Quentin immediately.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they could have went those routes, and I feel like I think we all wanted a big send off to the Warrens, and I do love that bit at the end where you get to see the real Warrens. And the funny thing is like when they retired, Ed and Lorraine every year would do they would do a thing in Southern Connecticut State University.
Lecture.
Where-
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the minute those tickets went on sale, you have 5 minutes to buy them because they will sell out so quick. And so many people were upset because they would only do like 1 or 2 nights. That's it. So it was good seeing them because, like, when I heard, we're from Monroe, Connecticut. I'm like, Connecticut. Every time I kept mentioning Connecticut, like, it's freaking awesome because they're so beloved here. And even in what me and Rick live in Bridgeport, and there's a connection to the Warrens in Bridgeport with the haunting on Lindley Street. So it was one of those things where I wanted a big send off, and I felt like the movie tried to do too many stories, and I feel like I wanted to be in the Smurl's house more, and that's
Yeah.
what we wanted more. I mean, to have the backstory of the health of Ed, the fact that he wants to keep doing it. I like that scene because listen, we're all getting older, and I like the scene where the doctor tells him, Ed, stop bullshitting. Basically, get healthy. And
I like
we're all
that. Yeah,
getting older.
because
I liked that because
like-
that felt real. That felt
Yeah.
something that that we all are eventually going to go through.
and that's why I didn't want them to kill Ed here because I knew Ed doesn't die in the story.
No.
He dies later. But
That was my
Hollywood
concern.
again to me, we gotta have the shocking, sad ending. So yeah, I'm
Right.
glad-
Between the shock and ending, we'd have to have the twist with the Dart on his abilities. Which
Well, I knew he wasn't gonna die in it because they gave it away when they gave the year 1986,
Yeah.
which they could. Yeah, Hollywood could have said.
But
oh,
they
yeah,
could
he
have
died in
changed
that
it.
year.
They
Though.
could have
That's what I was
changed it.
afraid
They could have
of.
changed
That's what I was
it.
afraid of.
Yeah.
Jared, did we live on Lindley Street?
Actually, when I moved to the house where Jonathan and Amelia were born, it was a block
Off
away from
Lindley
Lindley
Street.
Street.
Yeah.
We never
Right.
lived near Lindley Street.
Okay. I was like, when you
Well, the
said that,
family
so
never did.
Lindley wasn't the street that had the. No, that was Harold Ave. Never mind.
No. Lindley Street, basically, the whole thing with Lindley Street, there was this house they thought it was haunted. For years, everybody kept looking at one house, and it was actually the house right next to it.
Listen, real quick.
Oh, wow.
Like when I said I was born in a haunted house. Have you ever seen that show Ghost Adventures? Alexa, Zach
Yeah.
Baggins. They went to this factory there, the Remington Arms Factory, which was haunted. And right across from there's a cemetery.
Mhm.
I lived on the other side of that cemetery, so there was. And
Wow.
trust me, when I'm not fabricating this. That area is completely fucking weird.
Yeah.
And when I saw they actually made an episode there, like, see, that just fuels what I've been saying this whole time. That's why I'm a horror fiend, man. I was born into this shit. So. Sorry, Gr.
No, it's all right. But I felt like we didn't get the demon we wanted to see. We didn't get the big epic battle that we were expecting.
Like you normally do.
There was one scene that bothered the hell out of me. I'll be honest, it just bothered me. Is the scene where, Judy's possessed, which I knew that was gonna happen. That was a little, but some of the stuff was a little bit,
On
predictable.
the nose.
forgot about
and-
that.
Yeah, and then she throws her down the stairs, Lorraine down the stairs, and then
How many people got thrown on the stairs in this movie?
Yeah,
Gio?
and then
a whole lot.
Everyone.
everyone,
This is the
everyone
funniest-
at some point went down the stairs.
Only the grandmother went to the hospital.
Yeah. This scene killed me because she's getting chased by the dude with the axe, right? So she jumps in this puddle of blood, goes around the step. The dude cuts her off. She runs back, jumps in the same puddle of blood. I was like, how many? You're overdoing it for the shock value.
And then it's just gone.
Yeah,
blood
and
gone.
I think if we
It
would
was
have
a
gotten
mess.
no, it was they were trying to do too much with the time they had, and they just crunched everything up. Because if the focus would have been the Sprouse family, the backstory of Ed and Lorraine, we didn't need Judy's interaction. Oh, I'm the one that bought the.
At all.
We didn't need that. I would rather have Father Gordon make the call to the Warrens before his death, and then the fact that he dies and they want basically wonder, all right, what killed him? What made Father Gordon? Because even when they discussed it at his own funeral, they brushed it off. So how are you brushing off the death of the
You
guy
agree?
who basically was?
That
You
whole
know,
scene, I'm telling you,
yeah.
go back and watch it. When it does, that whole scene is the nun all over it, Valak all over it.
But that's another thing.
music,
It's so sporadic. You're
blaming
adding
him.
too
Against that,
much.
yeah.
You're adding too much. I mean, I would have rather had him. If you're gonna go back when you go watch the Amityville, there was a scene where the person got attacked driving, in the city. So is this demon that powerful? Which demon? Like you said, Valak. So there were so many different demons in this film that we didn't get the main demon of the film, and that's why
There
I
was none.
feel like we're
Yeah.
told there's a powerful demon up there who's capable of controlling spirits.
Like GR, if that demon can travel outside of that realm of that house, let's say,
And what does it need
why
to stay in the
why
house?
did it need to lure Judy into the house when it could have went to Judy itself? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the whole
They didn't explain that. That's the
no,
problem.
because the whole premise was the fact that Judy's soul belonged to the demon.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what demon was it?
Yeah,
what?
that's weird.
Annabelle.
No,
It was Annabelle demon, right?
no, it
Because
wasn't Annabelle either. It was
there
there
was
was a
two different
demon
demons
stronger than
going
Annabelle.
on.
No,
There
there
was
was
the
one
Smurls
powerful.
family. Yeah, there was the Smurl family demon. They were talking about, even Lorraine said they died on the land. They're on burial ground or whatever the hell it was. She explained that when she was on the front porch of the Smurl's house.
Oh, yeah,
But then you get Judy and Annabelle out of the fucking nowhere, which that whole thing should have just been cut out of the film.
no, but you
We
have
didn't need.
But you
There's
have
two
one
different-
demon controlling those three, and that's the problem. You told us there's
Oh.
a demon powerful controlling those three that were stuck
Yeah.
in the house.
When
Yeah,
she
the one
said
on the
that,
burial ground.
I got
No, the
excited.
one of the burial ground were the three,
Yeah.
but there was another demon
That's what I'm
above
talking
them.
about. Yeah.
There was another demon above them that was
Controlling
controlling the
them
three,
through.
Them, yeah.
and we never
Exactly.
got what that
Yes.
demon was.
No.
And that's what I think bothers
No.
me the most, because if this is the case that made you quit, let us know what demon was it that you were battling that forced you to say, you know what, we don't want to do this anymore after
Yeah, I
helping this family.
I like you brought that up because they said in the beginning crawl that this is the case that made them quit. But then when the movie starts, they already had quit already. So it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck? It
Yeah.
threw me
It was
for a loop.
confusing.
Oh my god, you're
Yeah,
right.
It was, yeah. It was very
Hmm.
convoluted, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, like I wanted that big battle scene. I was very disappointed with the whole mirror scene at the end, the whole battle scene. Like I said, poor fucking Tony. I mean, he really loved Judy, because I would have walked out of that family right after that shit.
That
I
guy
mean,
played Angel, GR.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, dude saying, yo, Ed, his leg's getting dragged and shit. Nobody's trying to get, lift up the mirror and
I
get
know.
his leg out.
I said the same
Who's
thing,
getting
bro.
dragged
Just
through the
lift
whole fucking
thing.
hallway?
And neck, his neck, they
landed
got
on
him on
his
his
neck.
neck.
They
I
weren't
mean,
even
like,
trying to lift it, or they just kept
He
trying to
gets
just...
dragged the other direction.
do you know how many
Same thing.
splinters he probably got in his
my
neck
God.
from all that
I know.
fucking
Man.
wood? I mean, like, yeah. All right.
The
Oh, sorry,
scene with
Jared.
the leg.
Oh, so my rating is it's a 3. I would have gone lower, but the reason I say a 3 is because I did enjoy watching the Lorraine and Warren, the actual footage of them.
Yeah,
Because
That was good.
Connecticut.
I agree. Yeah.
That-
too
and
messy
that's
for
another
me.
part. I'm not gonna lie. It's because I grew up in Connecticut, so that's why my ties comes to The Conjuring. Growing up in Connecticut, you knew about the Warrens, so duh. All right, before we say goodbye, I'm just gonna go one quick around.
Get the comments first. In case
I
you
am.
first.
I will. I'm gonna hit the comments. I'm gonna go one quick around, just really quick. Let me know out of the 4 which one was your favorite Not like give explanations, just say it.
I think we're all gonna have the same answer.
You might not. But that way we'll announce the next episode. So while y'all thinking, I'm gonna hit the comments real quick. All right, so we got In Bed with the Villain. We gotta find a way to say her name. In Bed with the Villain.
I gotta create a soundbite.
2.5, not on my top 5, but still better than the other Snooze Fest movie. Enjoyed the baby doll
Hold on,
scene.
elaborate. Which other Snooze Fest?
She hated Lord of Illusions. She hated it.
Meaning, yeah.
I told her, so listen, it's an old film. It didn't.
I forgot. Wait, hold on. We reviewed. I already forgot that.
Yeah. The baby doll scene, because as soon as the doll showed up, I thought about our sisters.
That was probably the best scene when the doll got up and they showed it floating. That was awesome.
All right. PMC's Midnight Movie says, to me, the first 2 movies were never going to be beaten, so this one does feel a little underwhelming and flat. But I wasn't expecting it to be like 1 and 2, so I liked it. All right.
Okay.
So with that, I'll go in the same order we went as we were doing the movies. Lexi, which was your favorite Conjuring movie?
2.
Ricky?
Dos.
All right. Mine is 1. And so I got it's Lily Taylor. I mean, I can't help that one too. All right. So thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe, hit the follow. We have been trying to make sure to stay on top of giving you guys the links. So if you see us post the episodes are coming up, make sure to click on that, hit that notify. So that way on that day, you know that we're coming up. And for the next episode, we're going a little bit different. We have done this for a while. And there's one thing that Lexi hasn't been there for when this happened. Me, Rick, and JR do not like musicals in our horror movies, but we're doing a horror musical. This is actually a musical. And I mean, with everything we do, it's okay to every once in a while just throw in a little something different.
It's my first watch too, by the way.
First watch. We're gonna be celebrating. Oh, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
I won't be alone.
So next week, join us. We are going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Hello, Tim Curry. So make sure to join us. Have those drinks because it's going to be more of a fun, lively conversation.
We're going to have a party. Put it that way.
We're going to have a party. I mean, the movie is about sex, drugs, rock and roll. So that's what the whole episode is going to be like.
Who doesn't like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So make sure to join us. And with that, Rick,
with that being said, stay good, stay healthy, drink beer, water, coffee, whatever you got to do. Take your vitamins. But most of all, stay scared. Watch horror movies for life.